Hey, what's up everybody? How's it going? It's ForeverKing here. So this is going to be my official tier list video. You know, every day that I stream, I get asked constantly, oh, what do you think about this character? Who do you think is the top 5? Who do you think is the best character in the game? So now whenever people ask me stuff like that, I can just, show them this video. And this is just a disclaimer. This is just my opinion. Me playing online a lot, playing in online tournaments, reaching God rank, seeing what all the other top players are doing. You guys can give me your opinion in the comment section down below. Also, this tier list is going to be assuming that these characters are using their best possible cameo to their benefit. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So it looks like first we have Reiko. I'm going to put Reiko. He could have top 5 potential, but I'm going to put him here for now. Him being one of the only grapplers in the game, it gives him really good mix, especially when you have the Darius assist to get full combos off command grabs, or the Striker assist to get restands into +8 backhand command grab. His ninja stars are extremely good, especially for a command grab like a grappler character. You wouldn't think he has a projectile that good, but extremely good recovery, 3 or 4 hits, good chip damage. He can meter burn it to be mid and be like 5 or 6 hits. This character is pretty intense, and I think he's good enough to contend with everyone in the game. So it looks like next we have Sub-Zero, and the Ice Clone does not function properly. No, I'm just kidding. So if there was the beta version of this character, I'd probably put him up here somewhere, maybe top 5, maybe top 10. But he just got so nerfed on that day 1 patch. His main mid string got slowed down. His Ice Clone takes longer to use again. His Ice Clone doesn't last as long as it used to. His damage got toned down. If it was only like 1 or 2 of those nerfs happened, maybe he'd be here. But with all of those nerfs, he's one of the lowest in the game, sadly. So next up we have Baraka. Instantly S tier, instantly. Baraka with Cyrax, debatably the best team in the whole game. Almost every single touch, he's getting 45 to 50%. Crazy chip damage. Combo off forward throw and back throw. This character is insane. Now next up we have Havoc. This character, he won Otaku. He won some other big online tournaments. He's been placing top 8 a lot. So I feel like I just have to put him here. One of the best mids in the game with how far it reaches. Has a mix off of it. Interesting projectile game. He has that projectile that takes up the whole screen. Very hard to avoid. So he's very good with end of round situations. He's got that move where he attaches his neck to yours and he can instantly get a guaranteed combo on you. He has to be up here. So next up we have Johnny Cage. I'm going to also put him up here in the S tier. So similar to Johnny Cage and all the other NRS games, he just has the best rushdown in the game, or one of the best rushdowns. It feels like once he's on you, he's stuck to you like glue. You can't get him off. Pair that with Cyrax assist, his pressure just keeps on going forever. One of the best mids, some of the best frame data, some of the best plus frames. Yeah, he's definitely up here in the S tier. So next up we have General Shao, and unfortunately I'm going to have to put him down here. So he's just too big, too slow. He relies on meter for damage unless he has Serena. Maybe if they actually gave him the armored launcher that we thought he was going to have, he could maybe move up to like here or here, but the way he is now, there's just no use picking him over the other characters. I hope he doesn't suffer the same fate as he did in Mortal Kombat 11, just being low tier the whole game's life. So next up we have Kenshi, and most people say that he's number 1 in the game, and most likely I agree. He just has so many good zoning tools, and once he brings out Sento, it can turn into a 1-player game sometimes. Like when he sandwiches you between him and the Spirit, he's just doing constant overhead lows into using Sento to make it safe and then continue the pressure further. He could be one of the best in the game. So next up, it looks like we have Li Mei. Now this character is pretty interesting because she has the instant overhead. And she can launch off it with certain cameos, like Sonic Fox was showing on Twitter. So she could be kind of slept on. I see a lot of people putting her down here. I think she's either going to be here or here. I'll place her here for now just to be safe, because being able to punish pokes for full combos and having an instant overhead like that is pretty dangerous. So next is Ashra. This character is very weird. I think I'm going to put her here. Definitely one of the characters you see the least online when playing, but you could just tell her tools are good. Like her wake up, she can go right through you. You can't really armor break her. She's got good damage, especially with Goro. She can do like overhead, low, weird stuff. She could rise or she could fall with the game. I think she's one of the most, I guess you can say, controversial or opinion based, but I'm going to place her here for now. So next up we have Katana. This character is always solid in every game with her zoning and space control. I'm going to put her here. You can get pretty good damage with her, especially with like Cyrax cameo and certain other cameos. Maybe she could be up here, but there's just so many characters in this game and they're all so close, so I think this is a safe spot for her for now. So next up we have Kung Lao, one of my all-time favorite Mortal Kombat characters. I'm going to put him here. So the main attraction to Kung Lao is his armored attack. It's a safe armored wake up that can launch for a combo. You know, safe on block. Actually pretty safe on whiff too. It's pretty hard to punish on a whiff. He can do armored wake up into a cameo to jail it. He can break your armor without the use of a cameo with his fast attacks. So maybe not S tier, but definitely good enough to compete with everyone else. So next up we have our creator, the Titan of Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang. I think I'm going to put him here. So he has very good zoning actually. He's very straightforward, very simple, but that doesn't mean he's bad by any means. Good staggers, good pressure. Like I said earlier, good zoning. He can back throw and combo using the Kung Lao assist. So I think he's pretty balanced. So next up we have my favorite ninja of all time, Rain. And unfortunately he's going to be down here with these guys. So the issue with Rain is they advertise him as being the premier zoner. And him being the premier zoner of the game, his offense is weaker than the rest of the characters to make up for his zoning. But the thing is, his zoning is not that strong. So this is kind of what happens when you balance a character by making their offense weak to make up for their strong zoning, but then their zoning is actually not all that strong. So next up we have Lord Raiden, the champion of Mortal Kombat. And this might be a hot take. I'm actually going to put Raiden number 1 in the game. You know, most people have Kenshi number 1 and they have like Raiden number 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put Raiden as number 1 because in my opinion, he abuses the cameo system better than any other character on the roster. You know, he uses cameos to make his long block pressure safe and do like 20% chip sequences to you. He could do 50% combos easy, especially with Jax and Baraka assist. This is the thing, without cameos, he might be like here if there was like no cameos in the game, just the base roster. But because the cameos, he uses them so well, better than any other character, I think that pushes him to the number 1 spot. So next up we have Empress Melina. And I feel like a lot of people put her up here or even up here. I play against Infinity a lot offline, and not just that, but a lot of Melinas in ranked. And I feel like compared to these guys, she's definitely like, she's honest compared to these guys. And even compared to these guys, she doesn't feel as crazy. So I'm either going to put her here or maybe even here. Could be a hot take, but just my opinion. Pretty similar to Katana, like good space control, good anti-zoning tools. But a lot of her tools are unsafe unless you use like cameos to make them safe. But a lot of Melina's, they like to go with Serena, which, you know, doesn't let her cameo or her unsafe special moves be safe. So I think this is a good spot for her for now. Next up we have Nitara, actually one of my favorite characters in the game to use. But unfortunately she's down here with these guys. I guess I'll put her here. So Nitara has some of the best mobility in the game, but she has no mids that she can confirm into combos. You know, her mid just goes into a splat on the ground, and she doesn't have like a good offense to really enforce outside of just going around the screen maniacally and hoping you get opened up by something. So good damage, good mobility, but she's lacking in everything else. So next up we have Shang Tsung. This character has flip-flopped the most for me, I think. Like at first, in the first couple of days, I had him up here. Then as like a week went by, I had him more down here. And then now I think I have him back up to here because his zoning is actually decent. And not just that, but he's got some of the longest combos in the game. Have you seen like some of the combos on Twitter are like 30 to 40 seconds long or something crazy? Like you can like time people out. If that stays in the game, he's going to be really scary just for the ability to zone and time people out like that. So I think I'm going to actually have him pretty high. So next up we have Sindel. I think she has some of the most potential to go higher, especially with her, you know, levitate cancels and stuff like that. For now, I'm going to put her here, which isn't bad by any means. Like, the gap between A and A plus is small. So she has potential to move up, especially compared to these characters in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going to put her here for now. So next up I have Scorpion, the poster boy of Mortal Kombat. And I'm going to put him in S tier, just because his synergy with certain cameos like Jax, it seems like he can get 80% guaranteed combos with that unblockable ground pound. And even outside of that broken stuff, like, he just has really good neutral, very solid buttons, good space control with spear, and yeah, I think he's solid enough to be up here. And with that Jack stuff, he could maybe even be up here, because that's just stuff just seems pretty wild if that's actually inescapable. So next up we got Smoke. And if you went by like the first couple days and going by ranked and stuff, he would probably be up here. But actually, when you see how many gaps he has in his offense and how many things you can interrupt and just block and punish, I actually put Smoke, I guess I'll put him here, because he can still be really scary when he turns invisible and does 50-50s. And, you know, he's got some of the best anti-airs in the game with his stand 1, anti-crossover with it. But yeah, I think this is a good spot for him for now. So next up we have Reptile, and I'm probably going to put him down here. I'm just debating where. I guess I'll put him here. So Reptile, he kind of just feels like a weaker version of the past, you know, MK9, MKX versions of him. He's got the run, but it's slower. He's got the acid balls, but they don't travel full screen. He has very good neutral with his back 1. He's kind of like the footsie master with that. But that's the main thing he has going for him. Outside of that, I think he definitely needs some help. Matter of fact, with that being said, yeah, I'll put him here. So Tanya is one of the characters I see the least. So this opinion could be not as valuable as the other characters, but I think she belongs down here somewhere. I'll put her next to Katana. So she doesn't seem to have as much crazy dirt as these characters up here, but she does have really long range. She can punish stuff that many other characters can't. And when you pair her with Goro cameo, she's actually pretty scary with a Goro on her team. But yeah, I think she deserves to be an A. So last but not least, I saved the best for last, my main, Geras. I don't think he's good enough to be up here. I would like to believe he is. Maybe if you master every single part of his character, since he's the most like complex character in the game between him and Kenshi. We're not even close to fleshing out this character. For now, I think he belongs here, but he has some of the most potential to go up out of any other character. I would say either him or Sindel or Ashura, I would say, have the most potential to keep rising and go higher. So yeah, guys, this is my finished tier list. Obviously, we're only a week into the game, so this is very early opinions. You know, people can find crazy stuff that can change this whole entire thing around. And the tiers are not that far apart at all. Like, the gap between S and A plus is not that far. Between A plus and A is not that far, so on and so on. Like, you can take a character from B down here, and you can beat a character from S. You know, this game is decently balanced in that regard. But no matter how balanced the game is, there's always going to be a meta, there's always going to be a top tier, a low tier, mid tier. And in my opinion, this is how I would place them. So in the comment section down below, you guys can give me your opinion, your thoughts. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day.
Batman wins.